Hi, this is Elaine. I want to share some cards I'm working with using the Close to My Heart digital image set on Cricut called Stitched Together. There are so many cute little images that make card making very easy. And I sort of set up a assembly line so I could get a lot of cards done at once. And I'm going to share my samples with you. So I'll take them away and show you one at a time how to make some happy cards. Now, along with the digital set, I used the die cut that says happy, which we're now sold out of, and I'm not sure if they're coming back. We shall see. The first the first card is a happy card. When I made this card, I wasn't pleased because the background was just plain. So I got out my stamping, die cut machine, and I did some impressions. And you could pick almost any impression. This one could be a center one because there's a part open, this Cricut cut here. I ended up using leaves on this one. I also used one more cut from another flower just because I didn't like what the blue flower looked like when I got done. I have a single die cut of happy, and there's no sentiment on this card yet, just a very simple card. My next card is another embossed card, and I used the leaf design here, and I added a little ladybug. Lost my antennae on the ladybug, so I might add some printed ones. But I did take a marker and I actually drew on the underflower to make the center look a little fuller, using the darkest color of our tricolor blends from Spectrum Noir. I can't even pronounce it. So this very simple card, the only thing that's popped up is a little ladybug. It's very cute. Speaking of ladybugs, what grandchild or child would not love to get a ladybug? I'm going to put this on top. It really could be on top of a card, but I want to show the beautiful antenna. Now this is a flat image. Let's see here if I have one made. Not made. But I had one made here. It's hiding. But it's a flat image that I added a inside to. So the actual card, or the actual die cut, wrong size, different size, but I cut out too many here. What I did was I took the inside, for the inside of this card, I took the red holes and I hid the contour of all the dots, and I put two together and I welded them. So now you can add the sweet little ladybug or ladybird onto a card. And I did use glitter cardstock. So that's my favorite card. You can have plain colors too, or this has no enhancement. We could add a little enhancement with a sparkle pen. Now this is an index card, or what do you call it? I used to use Rolodexes. Well, in this one, I used the die cut again, but I did two layers. I did the thicker layer and just added a little flower to it. The little cut in the image set has an extra layer that you can glue on top. But because I wanted a flower and the double layer happy, I decided to change it from cut to draw, and I used a marker just to draw the lines on the index card. But speaking of happy, that was a die cut from Close to My Heart, and it's now out of stock. But before it went out of stock, after you cut one image of a die cut, you can scan it and put it into your design space. And I did two scans, one for the background layer, one for the upper layer, and you can then make your happy any size you want. Okay, so little happy card. Again, you could add a sentiment here or inside. Now, just using this card for the background so you can see the antenna. This card is a sweet little butterfly. And again, it was just a butterfly image, 2-layer image. Let's see. And I took 2 butterflies on Design Space, welded them together upside down, so it made a folded card. And then when you adhere it, I like to use a glue with point. You can use spray adhesive, but I found when I'm sending cards to grandkids, sometimes they're a little hard on the paper, and just the tacky glue seems to hold better. Don't have to cover everything, but get some glue spread around. There we go. Looks pretty good. You can spread it out if you want, or not. And this will fit your card. Line her up. This one's actually a little bigger. I think I made 2 different size cards, but I actually like it sticking out like that. Okay, and she needs a body. So we'll add a body. There we go. So now we have 2 butterfly cards. Now this shows you one difficulty with something I want to teach you about, which is making cards in an assembly line fashion. If you cut more than one time, you might end up with 2 different sized butterflies. But if you just put your cuts in, like here I have my leaves, my ladybugs, some have come out here since we've been talking, all my little pieces like the centers of my flowers, my happies, anything delicate, more flowers, embossed backs, even some cuts I didn't use. I didn't like how the stitching came out here, so I haven't used that yet, but I'll play with that and make another card. Just line up your pieces of the cards, and then you can design as you go along. And it makes card making, if you're making a lot at once, easy. Now I wanted to tell you just about a little box. This is a free pattern from Dreaming Tree, and I'll include the link for this free pattern. The free pattern happens to be for 5x7 cards. It's very easy to size down for a regular A2 card, and it's big enough that it fits your envelopes and your cards. And those were my trials. Then I took some scrap paper. I'm trying to use up my stash, and I just made a little pattern box. The stitched together paper pack is great, but I only had 1 of them and I didn't want to use it up on a box. So I added a little ladybird, and I did leftovers of my flowers. I covered the design a little bit there and made the flap on it. Now these cards will fit right in along with their envelopes, and then you can make a beautiful gift for someone, so they have cards to send. But it would, you can, just a sweet little gift. I think I would be careful with my little insides of my flowers. Let's see how the butterfly fits. Excuse my arm there. But they all fit in lovely. And of course, instead of making the box smaller, we could have made the cards bigger. Either way, it's very easy to adapt in Design Space. So I will link together, I will link underneath this little mini video the stitched together Cricut design set, image set, and I'm not sure if we're going to get the happy cuts back, but I will link that anyway. And I'll also link the free box that you can make from Dreaming Tree SVG cuts. So go ahead, get an assembly line going, and make some cards for happy people in your life. God bless.